Welcome to the Bellingham Select Board meeting. I ask that if you can, as custom, can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for everybody for attending. I'd like to acknowledge and wish Ann, who's missing tonight, she's homesick, wish her the best and a speedy recovery. So I'd like to open the meeting, 7 o'clock. Public hearing on the application of GEMI Inc., DBA, Famous House of Pizza. John.
John Pacori?
Pacori, okay, I didn't want to put your, sorry. For transfer, the restaurant wine and malt beverage and common vic license and a pledge of inventory and pledge of license from Angelos. Go
ahead. Kritakis.
You guys are really not
freaking me.
Yeah, and Windex fixes everything. Premises is located at 40 North Main Street. If you want, you guys can come on up. You are our test pilots for the new microphone.
Okay.
That's just.
Gentlemen, come up, yeah. Yeah. And I think your attorney will probably.
Hi, and I'm attorney Jackson Christian. I'm also here on Zoom. Can you guys hear me all right?
We can hear you just fine.
Perfect. So do you want me to go ahead and give you a little rundown of what's going on here?
Please.
Sure, yeah. So good evening. My name is Jackson Christian. I'm an attorney from Democus Law Offices in Lynn, and I'm here on behalf of the applicant, which is Gemma Inc. So Ramon and his brother, John Ficori, they formed Gemma Inc. They're both here as well. They're president and treasurer and also both directors, respectively. So they formed Gemma Inc. to purchase the pizza business known as Famous House of Pizza at 40 North Main Street in Bellingham from Angelos Kritakis, along with the beer and wine license there. So their plan is they're just going to take over the business, keep the same name. They're not changing like the premises at all. It's still going to be Famous House of Pizza in Bellingham. So it's not going to be like a super noticeable change to the customers necessarily, but there's going to be new management. John is going to be the manager of record for the license at the premises. And John, he has experience working as the manager at another pizza place, Ashland Pizza Palace, where they have a beer and wine license and never had any problems there or anything like that. He has the experience in that role. And so, yeah, they're going to run a tight shop. He's certified to serve alcohol in a retail restaurant setting. And so one feature of the transaction is that the seller is going to be providing some financing, Angelo and his wife, Maria. So there's one other thing we're looking for is just the approval of the pledge of the inventory and the license to the seller and his wife. Yeah, so just to summarize, there's just three things that we're asking the board for tonight. That's approval of the transfer of the license to Gemma Inc. It's approval of John Ficori as the manager of record for the license. And the third thing is just the approval of the pledge of the license and the inventory to the seller. And if you guys have any questions, we're more than happy to discuss anything with you all.
I do have a question. This is Mr. Martinez. Thank you very much for coming before. The question I have on the financing, does the license come over at 100% during the financing, or does it wait till it's completely financed and paid in full? So will there be two owners of the license or just one? I'm not sure technically how that works.
So it will be 100% owned by the new corporation, Gemma Inc. It's just sort of like a security instrument. So if something happened and there was a default, it would then go back to the original seller so that they could go back in and then keep operating the business. But it's just a security interest, to protect the seller financing. But there's only one owner of the license at any particular time. So upon the closing, the owner of the license will be Gemma Inc.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Just one last question. As far as experience, so you're working in Ashland now. How long have you been there? Are you the manager or the owner? Both. You're both.
Yes.
And how long have you had the Ashland Pizza Palace?
Since 2019.
Okay, great. And everything's going well. I'm not sure where it's located. I've never been there.
It's
on the Marathon Route.
Is it on 135?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Familiar with Cherry Blossom or
Oh, I know what Cherry Blossom is.
we're right next to Cherry Blossom.
Oh, fantastic. Well, welcome to Bellingham.
Thank you.
That's it.
Mr. Pecori is a resident of Bellingham as well.
Oh, I just noticed that
Yeah.
too. How long have you lived in town?
Since 2023.
Oh, excellent. All right, well,
I like to live here.
good. Glad you're lucky.
Thank you.
Wait, do I have a motion to?
Any public?
Oh, sorry. Anybody in the audience have any questions, comments, or concerns? Any input? Okay, close that, all right, motion to close the hearing?
Move Jen.
Okay. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? I vote. Do I have a motion, can I just do one motion for that?
Yep, so it has to include the pledge of inventory and pledge of collateral
Do I have a motion for the pledge of inventory, pledge of collateral?
and transfer of the.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, they turned it off.
It's okay, and transfer the business license.
Move Jen.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? 4-0, 5-0. I would just like to take a minute. Mr. Karas, thank you for what you do for the veterans, as a veteran. Hosting the pizza night, it's awesome.
You're doing the same thing.
Great.
I'm sure of that.
I want to thank you and your wife. You guys are always very welcoming to the veterans. The veterans love it. And thank you for everything you've done for the town over the years.
Yeah, and hope you enjoy your retirement.
Well deserved.
You're not gonna retire?
2 surgeries lined up. One
Well, after surgery.
after
How's
surgery.
that?
I'll take covering around town watching these guys.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for everything you've done.
And good luck on the new event. Well, I don't say new adventure, but good luck with the new business. I can continue in the veterans pizza. You guys, this is great. You got a good group of vets. So, have you met them yet?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna meet them. Great.
Once we transfer over, I'm still gonna be there with the guys for about 2 months.
Okay,
So I'm gonna hit 2 of the events with them.
okay, awesome.
I don't think that's correct. It's still gonna be there all the time.
He's gonna be like Norm. You're just gonna give him his own little.
Second house.
Take care, everybody. I wish you guys have fun.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on.
Thank you. He doesn't have a meeting all by himself.
All right, moving on. Public hearing on allocating tax levy among the different classes of real estate and personal properties as provided for in chapter 797 of tax 1979. The Board of Assessors will present the options and impact of adopting different tax rates in residential / open spaces in commercial, industry, and personal properties.
I'm just bringing it up. I was just trying to get the.
It's just really.
So.
Yeah. Then we're gonna manage space for our government. About conversation. Purpose of classification. Got it. Once we go to tax options, we get up to. I'm a property tax in resident. Because something have determined to run. I'm gonna try to back to
Hi, everybody. New growth this year, I wish I could say it was in the millions like I have for the last 3 years, but unfortunately, growth has dropped dramatically this year. Just a quick look, I included like a little cheat sheet so that we could all just take a look, but If you look from fiscal 23 to 25, we had 1.3 million, 1.465. Last year, we almost hit 2 million mark. This year, $829,050 was approved. What's interesting to note this time around was that the bulk of the growth came from the residential sector. If you look at the commercial and industrial, which was kind of shocking if you compare that to years prior, that growth consisted of 12 permits, 12 total improvements that were taxable were taken out from the commercial and industrial sector. And as you can also see, there's a downward trend this past year with the personal property. I have included a brief outlook for everyone so they could digest this, and I'll just take a quick minute and go over very quickly. Last year, I was espousing some of these wonderful. I don't know if there's a slide on my outlook, but okay, I'm going to go over this a little bit more in depth. So we had some projects that I included in last year's presentation that I thought would happen, and they have not. Those are the first three that I've listed. 123 Mendon, 85 Mendon. We were going to see office buildings and a new restaurant. We're not going to see either at this time. In fact, 123 Mendon is actually on the market. 211 South Main Street was going to be a transmission repair shop. There's been no progress on this particular parcel, and I don't know what's going to happen with that one. What we might see in fiscal 27, we'll just backtrack too. New growth is anything that hasn't been taxed. It's something that's new. So for example, if you put a roof, window, siding on your house, you're just replacing. If you put an addition on your house, that's taxable. You add a bathroom, that's taxable. You finish your basement, that's taxable. But basic home improvements, then we've issued, hundreds of permits for that this year. Roofing, siding, windows, insulation, none of that is taxable. Just wanted to clear that up. And also tax growth through June 30th. So what I've done for fiscal 27 and 28 is I've done a quick little synopsis of what I think might happen. So for fiscal 27, we've got a new development called Burton Woods, 28 single family lots. That can be taxed next year, has been a plan on file. North Blackstone Street, Whitman Circle, there's 15 condos being constructed right now. Possibly 3 could be done, another 3 underway, but this development will not be taxed in full for fiscal 27. Blackstone Street, Wall Street development, 12 single family lots have been approved, and those will definitely be added to the tax rolls. Now, moving on, we've got some progress with the bond. Luckily, 206 Mechanic Street has been leased, and build out is happening right now. Smith Trail Estates, we got the 6 house lots last year. We're hoping to see 6 new homes this year. I don't believe they'll all be completed by June 30th. Bucky Brook Estates, a lot of that condo growth was captured last year in fiscal 25. Fiscal 26, we've seen a slowdown in sales, and this developer generally builds when he has somebody on the hook. Miscellaneous, we took a deep dive into our permit activity just to get an idea of what we'll be looking at. There's 12 commercial industrial active permits, 20 residential additional permits, 6 new family homes that are in progress right now. We also have 10 AD permits that have been issued, and my guess is that we're grabbing that growth this year. Fiscal 27. Fiscal 20, I believe, will be much more promising, and if these developments get approved, we've got Redmount back here, which is 177 units. Prospect Hill Estate, another very large scale development that's in the planning board right now. The Home Depot, Harvard Avenue behind that project, I don't see much happening. I think what will happen is they're waiting for the broken improvements to start. New England Country Club, we don't know about that. The last but not least, Maplegate Solar will households if they end up building it. That's all for fiscal 28. Just like to note that fiscal 26 was a recertification year for about a year. What that means is every 5 years, the state does a deep dive into everything we do in our purpose. They do a full-blown field review. They look at all of our tables, It's been it's been an in-depth, somewhat painful process. But it won't happen again for 5 more years. And I'm happy to report that our data is excellent. I'm very proud of our data. The issues that the DOR picked up on their field review, we would tax them above ground pools, and we weren't. So they, I was happy to tell them, oh, we don't tax those. So there was really very little opposition from DOR, very few recommendations. And we also looked at over 1,000 properties this year with our ongoing picture taking process. We also have new software that enables us to do the aerial reviews and so forth, because it's the way it's done nowadays. It's getting more difficult to get on someone's property. Generally, people don't like us. They don't answer the door when we're knocking. So I'm very proud of the work that we've done, and happy to answer any questions about anything that you see here. The LA form that I attached, that's kind of handled to now. Somebody asks you how many single family homes in Bellingham, you can say that's 4,916. So that's not breakdown, but the number of units and total family. I also continue to have that. I always have this up on my bulletin board, so I continue to look at it. But her built out, that's reflected in this growth this year. And I simply think that you're not going to see the growth that we had in the past. I can't do any revenue modeling at this time with respect to the new warehouse, because the permits were just issued for the interior, build out. I might have a better handle on that, maybe a couple months. I'm very happy to answer any questions about anything I just presented. We've been very fortunate. We've worked cooperatively with the fire department, the building inspectors department. We've been very fortunate to have a great relationship with these other departments who help us achieve the data that, that's the basis for the tax values that people will see. I've done a lot of picture loading, and I've had our picture takers zoom in on air, conditioning compressors. And They'll do a quick check, and at 10, we're actually taxing central air. So our data is good, and I'm proud of our data. Good data means solid value, means few abatements, taxpayer satisfaction.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know it's a lot of work.
So we enjoy it. Takes a special type, but we're nosy. We like real estate. And we
You're nosy?
you have to be to do this job, somebody. But I'm glad the recertification is over, because I will tell you, it's torture for about 10 months. I'm glad it's over.
I do have a question. How involved, I just don't know because I'm not here every day, but how involved are you with town planner? You mentioned Red Mill, and I've heard things about Red Mill, like it's not really moving forward. They're looking to sell it. So when you look at that, you really can't forecast Red Mill in any, well, what are you looking to potentially forecast?
I did actually talk to Rob.
Yeah.
And Tim, actually, when we went over these permits, and I believe Red Mountain is being kicked around. I know they are doing site work on it.
Yep, they are.
I heard there's a very interested developer that may tweak some of the plans, but that's why I put this out there for fiscal 28.
Yeah. Still there.
27.
And then everything, then it's on Blackstone and Prospect. There's just, you can't,
Yeah.
things are hung up with the planning board there.
A meeting once a month.
Yeah.
I usually break down from that meeting. I actually went on the planning board, page when I was doing this synopsis and analysis, because I just wanted to see, what was coming down the pike. And, the once a month meeting has been very helpful, because Rob explained what was going on.
That's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can go on with it.
Or. Now let's talk about these offenses.
Which one is that? to appoint. This would be just the second family tax bill by $16 from $6,073 down to $6,500. But what you heard those rates is that the tax is not split tax rate, then the single family tax bill would be $6,862 from FY26. This means that the good family's flat tax rate results in a savings of $789 for FY26. State on 0.87. Let's talk of tax factor on the levy. If the tax were to move from 0.7 or 0.6 in FY26, then the second family tax bill will be approximately $232 last year. But the back to the family split rate results in savings of $789 on the average tax bill. If the town was down 0.7 in the average family tax bill will be approximately $300 last year. But what this also demonstrates is that at 0.87, the residential houses would be paying 62.57% of the tax levy, and the business class would be paying 37.43% of the tax levy. With what tax rate the residential house would be paying 7.17% of the tax levy, and the business class would be paying only 27.83% of the tax levy. This slide right here is actual examples of how the shift works. The first two examples are on commercial properties, then it's 3 small businesses, and the last 3 examples are typically residential tax bills. Look at home appointment, you'll see what you get. See the same ones. Let's start through some of these. Let's get into increase the maintenance bill up to 27%. That's 9.40. Increase the maintenance bill. And the maintenance rate for the young you can see all the from 0.7 to 1, which happened to if you move from a 0.7 to a 0.86, then this means that food costs was going to discount increase the maintenance bill up to $1,000 $1. So the total increase from 2026 would be $32,200. But the increase of the increase on increase from 26 would be 7.6%. And the property, you know, this is statements of 68. But it's going to take the path. That's this. Slide shows content tax pay. You know, if you have the sanity of the total tax pays, you don't really a huge chunk in that top two. The next slide shows our historic facts as adopted by you can see we're at the this possibly affects the classification and the company would like to be where we steer within the project review. See what the we have to go and company
So when the board first adopted the shift many years ago, they also adopted the small business exemption by local option statute. So what that means is I know you're looking at Corey, so I'll explain it real quickly. Small business exemption is a statute adopted by the select boards. What it does is the business must be valued for $1 million or less, must be in the commercial class, and cannot have more than 10 full-time employees. We are furnished a confidential list from the Division of Employment and Training every year. And this is also open to applicants because some people, for whatever reason, do not appear on that list, but they still qualify for the exemption. I did check the statute because many years ago, somebody asked about raising the value to, 1.5 mil. The statute is clear. It's $1 million, so it can't be adjusted. Right now, we have 66 parcels that we've identified that will qualify for this, but I believe there's also a few more that by application can also take advantage of this exemption.
The only way to change that 1 million is through state legislature. We've asked on several occasions to have that evaluated because I think the statute was done at least 20 plus years ago. And we know that times are very different than they were 20 years ago. And to me, I think the small business exemption should be under $2 million. And 15 or employees, we look at like Cobra, I mean, medical insurance, it's 20 employees or less, and it's all kinds of rules. I just think it should be changed, but they've not taken any stance.
I did look at the span of values above $1 million.
Mhm.
And my first take when I saw this was most of these would have more than 10 full-time employees.
Yeah, they would, yeah, sure, up to 20, I'd say, 2 million and 20. But again, we can't get any action at the state, and we do need action to state for this to change.
Make sure if somebody was on the list last year, but they weren't on the list this year, we're making sure we do reach out to make sure that they don't get skipped.
Thank you.
Oh, the residential exemption, is typically something that we see in a town that has a high investment. But something like Morton, down in Boston, cities that have big outside influence investors, they typically have a residential exemption.
You like Hiawatha is not like.
Right, that's really
And do we have one motion or do we need 5?
We need 5.
All right.
You guys have the motions on your, This one's me. What?
For the residential fact, I'm going to stick with the.
That's what you had.
Yeah, I move to accept the residential factor 0.7 for FY26 tax classification purchase, which basically means there will be no change from the previous year.
And I'm gonna do a second, since Ann gave me, I'll do a second for Ann.
Can we do that?
No.
I don't think so.
Just-
No, she just wanted her input, that's all.
Second.
Second by Cody, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, 4-0.
I move to accept an FY26 small business exemption of 10%.
Second.
All right, just a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, 4-0.
Move to not accept a residential exception for FY26.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, 4-0.
What's the, 970, okay. Move to accept an exclusion for FY 26 of $970,000 for water debt repayment.
In favor? Aye.
And then move to continue the public hearing till 7 PM on Monday, December 1st, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Laura?
So the reason why, for Cody's edification, the reason why is that this has to go through the Department of Revenue to be certified. They once they come back, then we can close the public hearing and it's done.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Great job as always.
Yeah, thank you. It takes a village, right?
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Enjoy everybody. Enjoy your vacation. Hi, everybody. Have a fantastic
Yes,
Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Next,
Yeah, okay.
Hannah, not profit.
Anna, not profit. Anna, Jake.
Yeah, it's not paying, it's not paying, property. What's the idea?
I don't think I have any.
No, I think it's great.
Yeah.
So much.
Very
There's
excited.
lots of wonderful work.
Very
You
important.
just need us to say we support you?
A vote to support and then to forward the plan to the state.
All right, do I have a motion to support our Open Space and Recreation Committee and forward to the state?
So, Jen.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Laura?
I'm gonna give those. That was easy. but-
Knock on wood. All right. We don't have the individual here because she is already issued. No, we don't.
No.
For the Commission on Disability, Lauren Hummel, she is currently we've already interviewed her.
Mhm.
And do I have a motion to appoint Lauren Hummel of 10 Janet Ave to the Disability Commission?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're up. Congratulations.
And you're meeting with them tomorrow, correct? Yeah. So,
All right, and then we have the abatements requests. I assume that's what Jesse's here for. You don't get a break, do you, Jesse?
It's okay. It's a worthwhile
Under-
endeavor. Thank you for having me tonight.
Under fire at town meeting, and now you're back here for more.
Yeah, it was a success though. I was happy to see the turnout, and hopefully we put some of the questions at ease. So yeah, it was good. I think we got some great projects coming down the pipe.
Did a great job as always.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated.
Does somebody want to?
so there, I don't know, Jesse wants to explain.
Yeah, go ahead, Jesse.
'Cause there-
Yeah, okay, so we can jump in. So we've got a couple of requests tonight for abatements. The first of which being 2302 Old Bridge Lane. This was a pretty standard abatement request. The customer had some issues. They provided documentation that the leak was fixed. The requested amount is also recommended by the DPW. Pretty standard on this one here. So in front of you, I have a motion down at the bottom of the page here, making that recommendation for $95.86 for an adjusted total of $169.33. If there are any questions on that, I'm happy to speak to it before we make a motion or a recommendation on that.
Anybody have any questions?
No, straightforward.
All right, I have a motion to abate the request as requested.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're up.
Okay, and the second abatement request that we have here, this one's a little bit more contentious, if you will. We've got a resident that's essentially racked up a number of late fees, and if you take a look at the paperwork that's provided, each one of these fees escalates. So there were a total of 6 estimated penalties associated with this, starting with $200 for the second estimate, escalating to 400, followed by 600, followed by 800, and finally $1,000. So these total up to a grand total of $3,000 worth of penalties that were received. They have requested to have this amount abated. But as it stands, we typically charge these fees with any of these estimated penalties. DPW did try to reach out on several occasions to get updated readings on this to avoid these estimates. So the DPW recommendation on this is not to abate this. However, it was requested by the resident to have this amount abated.
Like the resident is here from, yeah, I don't know if they want to come up.
You guys want to come up or are you just? Sure.
Yeah.
I see you guys just please teaching your name and where, how you.
John Canada, the residents.
Okay,
David Simons, the father-in-law.
okay.
So. There's. And. Four. So. It really got. Until he was a plumber. Until there was a leak and he had that meter replaced and it got going to replace the meter. That's why, like, we had the meter. And we thought, like, I'm gonna pad, so I don't know what we stopped. But I'm just moving to take this up on everything and he's out. That's weird. Interest rates were at
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions. Or maybe this is for Jesse. Jesse, when did, I'm looking at the dates and it looks like, you know, back in 2023, a payment was made in January. Then there was another payment made. 920, these amounts like 580, it's 473 working from the bottom. And 583, these seem like really high water amounts. So just the question is, did you ever challenge the amount? Has there been a leak since 2023 and was there a leak in 2023 you weren't aware of? Or that seems like a high amount.
Yeah, in 2023. Yeah. No.
So I'm looking at the bill from the bottom up, right? And I'm looking and I know how much water I use. And you weren't, so I'm looking at these are like really high amounts.
Water, sewer's included too.
Sewer's included there too.
The
Water and sewer.
So you pay in,
That's why. I'm sorry. I don't have sewer. So I'm looking at the water number and I'm like, that's crazy high for water. Right? $583 a month for water is crazy. But the sewer, I get that.
because they're at solar too.
Yeah, I see that now.
So I was there when they installed the first meter. And they did tell us at the water department, you know, you can put the meter in now. It was coming into winter, if it cracks, it's on you.
it was $500. So the guy put it in, he specifically said, John happens to be a union electrician, have run a wire right up there to the porch, and that's what put the reader on. I never saw a reader there. I mean, I didn't, nobody lived there. Time on, we need to get the meter fixed. The basement was just always had water in it. Bill was getting crazy. So I said, you know, if you pay for it, I'm gonna pay. We're gonna get another meter in here and get everything set up straight. So I happened to be there again when the other kids came in, they hung the meter up. And I said, where's the reader? I said, it's supposed to be, you know, right up with the wire sticking up the porch. They went up there was no reader. And they put it on the other end of the house at that point. And I'm just thinking, the guesstimates that they made, or somebody made, was ridiculous. It's like paying a high interest credit card. They weren't getting anything. And Kelly did go down and ask to see Jesse. She was told she couldn't see him. I went another time with him, as far as 3 weeks ago, to ask to see him. We couldn't see him. They emailed him. They called the town hall. I forget who else she talked to. They weren't getting any response. And the last thing at the water department said, you know, I know we've been having problems. Before we even said, you said you're going to be at the next meeting coming up, which they were never notified. We have to get out there and say, just go to the meeting. But we're not denying they're in arrears. It's better than paying a bad credit card. I mean, if we can get to a more reasonable figure, they weren't living in the house. So the water wasn't being used, the sewer wasn't being used. That's sort of the bottom line. They've only been in there April, May.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, it took 3 years to build the house. John got laid off part of the time, and here we are. I'm just trying to keep from my daughter moving back home with me again.
How long have you owned property?
Since 2021.
And you started building, when was the meter initially installed? Was that back in 23?
Yeah.
That was probably the first meter.
Yeah.
So we installed the meter,
Yeah.
the town. And there was nobody living there and you had a water
No.
meter? All right,
We made it-
regardless of living there or not, you still have a responsibility. Like if you have
Yeah.
cable TV in your house, just because you don't watch TV, you still pay for cable, right? So there's still a responsibility. I'm just trying to understand.
We just did water. We did water
charges from
You're gonna have sewer charges, even though you're not there, you'll have sewer charges.
No, I understand that,
but based on the water use.
which was guesstimated. And I wasn't living there, so those guesstimates.
So we needed water.
So there were guesstimates because you didn't have a meter?
I don't know.
Jesse, were they guesstimates because there was no meter or the meter was not functioning? Why were there guesstimates and not actual meter readings?
Yep, great question. So essentially, the way it works, when the water meter is actually physically installed, the connection is made between the 2 points. So water may pass through that. In order for the DPW to get the reading, the electronic top has to be installed. And the reason for the delay on the installation of the top is with these new construction installs, there's a hole that's required in the side of the house that the DPW cannot perform. So the delay on this one for installing that top portion was a result of that hole being delayed for the DPW to actually install that electronic top, and that's where the estimates come from.
That's incorrect. I drilled a hole, I had the wires sticking out there, and you guys have records of the readings. And then for whatever reason, they stopped. And then it never got fully, I don't know the word to use, but yeah.
But I thought he would get notified at that point. You can't read your meter, where's your reader, or something was wrong.
Well, that was happening, and I was talking to them and trying to get somebody down there to get a new meter reader or get me a spot. And I would have to leave work, which at the time wasn't really an option because times were tight and I knew my company was slimming down. And I forget, it was so long ago, I forget what the issue was with trying to line up with somebody because they said they couldn't go into the house unless somebody was there. And I forget what it was, and I just kept on going back and forth, and then finally when he had a day to be able to get the meter replaced was when we found a new location for the meter to be and a new wire dropped off for me to run out. For them to hook up the meter.
If I may, some of this dates back a little ways. We've got some notes from the account dating back to January of 23. No MXU connected to water and meter installed in October. Oh, I'm sorry, October of 22 with no MXU. Spoke with John. Apologies, John. Are you here with us today?
Yeah.
Okay, John. He will call when the hole is drilled. We do have some extensive notes on this account, and I just looking to get a better understanding. It appears that we had reached out on several occasions, just couldn't quite line up to get an appointment to get this resolved.
Right, because I wasn't living there, and so it wasn't, the times that you guys wanted to come out there wasn't really feasible for me at the time. And my point isn't that I don't owe you guys money. It's that the readings you guys were charging me for not even living there is outrageous.
That's the point. What the occupancy.
Yeah, the amounts are penalties. Okay, for not making payment. The payment amounts themselves, when I look through the audit here, the amounts, the past due amounts, $8.19. $150.90. Those aren't exorbitant amounts and they're past due. So you're accruing penalties of failure to pay. This board sees this all the time, and it's sad and it's unfortunate, but it's your responsibility, not the town's responsibility. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything. We see this all the time. So, and I know it must be tough to leave work. Sounds like your father-in-law, you know, and I'm not telling you how to run your life, but was willing to do whatever. Could have been just as easy for him to be there to allow us to get in there to do the things we need to do. Not living there is not a reason not to pay the bill. It just isn't. It's just not a reason not to pay the bill. Everybody in this town has to pay bills, and I'm not trying to be hard. I've seen this come before me. I've been on the board almost 15 years. People $13,000 till we can't get into, you know. And yours isn't that amount, but I'm just saying I've seen it.
Charges?
Oh, yeah.
My charges are up.
I'm talking penalties.
Yeah.
Your penalties are $3,000.
Yes.
And I see you've been making payments, but you're not making payments, and not having a mailbox is not a good excuse for me or anybody. You have to have a mailbox, so that doesn't float with anybody, because, you know, it's just, for me, that's me personally. I'm just having a hard time reconciling like all of this. We have policies, we have procedures, everyone in this town adheres to them. We've had folks come before this board before. There's no way in the world, especially during the holidays, do I want to see almost $3,000. But I also don't see enough evidence here to say that the DPW is wrong in this case. I just don't, personally. I mean, we all work very hard. We all have to make exceptions. We all have to leave work early. And I know, it's tough. That's just the way I feel. And I don't want anyone to have a $3,000 bill, but I also, there's got to be a certain level of accountability. And it just doesn't sound like there has been here. Based on what I'm hearing. The facts are the facts. You've not made yourself available. You don't have a mailbox. They have all kinds of notes, and I have to trust the people that we hire to do their job. And they do it well. We don't have complaints about the DPW not doing their job well. It's a well-run machine.
It's my first time talking to Jesse, and I've tried talking to him numerous times, but okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and get in between you and Jesse.
No, I know.
Just one last thing, when my
Sure.
daughter goes down to pay at the town hall, part of the thing, she was getting confused when I finally said, you gotta get out here and talk to somebody. Does some of the money go under their tax bill? So she was getting pretty confused there.
It was, if you don't pay, there is a tax lien that's put on.
They put a tax lien on it.
Yeah.
Tax lien.
Okay.
Now, what about anything that's been charged as far as, charges from the moment that we've been told to hold off in case some of these things got taken off?
When was the last
My
There
wife's
was,
making-
1/9/2025.
Mhm.
So this has gone almost a year. So you're telling me that the last past
Time you talk.
time was in January 2025.
That's the last time it was a payment?
No, the last time that we put in a penalty, it looks like from this was,
I'm sorry, I thought I looked at the bill, that came in the other day and there's a $330 interest or some sort like that.
there's a tax lien of $356.30. So
Right.
Jesse, how did that tax lien get added to the bill in 1016? Who authorized the tax lien?
That would be outside of the DPW at that point. I don't have information on who that would be. It might be the collector's office, but don't quote me on that.
So,
Yeah, so
go ahead.
Treasurer Collector, Joe Layden, Town Administrator. Back in October, they would have put out demand notices and for any outstanding balance, then they would have gone and basically put a lien on that to encourage prompt payment. And with that tax lien, there is a charge because it is a legal document that's recorded with the registry of deeds.
Okay. So that, the 356, I see there are the charges for the tax.
That would be exactly
The charge.
Even though people in the DPW office have been telling us to hold off on payment. Because they, like I said at the beginning.
It's hard for us
I'm
to
just,
say
I'm
that. I'm
not,
not disagreeing with
I'm
you.
not asking with all of it,
Yeah.
just to work with me.
When was your last, if I could, because I have an idea and I want to get there. When was your last conversation with the DPW? When did they inform you, hey, don't do anything, you know?
Last time?
The
Like
last,
the most recent?
Yeah.
That was, 3 weeks ago.
About
3 weeks ago, before coming before us. So they sold you at that time, don't do anything with payment.
There's a meeting.
There's a meeting. Okay.
It might get resolved. And now.
All right, so 3 weeks, it's not like it's been 6 months, it's 3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just trying to figure
I'm
out.
trying to get a hold, how long have we been trying?
Yeah.
When was the last time we went?
Last time.
Last time we went was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How long have we been trying? I have to look into my phone.
Okay, fair enough.
So what are they, $3,000 now? Roughly, that Jesse.
3,000.
How much is it?
I don't know.
We have to-
So you,
But this is what I want to recommend, and I'm not, I want to recommend just spending a little bit more time talking to Jesse, talking to the office. And what I don't want to have happen at this point, and again, this is just my opinion, this isn't the opinion of the board, it's my opinion. I'd like to see there be no more penalties assessed to this account from this point on until we get to the bottom line and figure this out, because I don't want to see another penalty of $1,000 on this account. They're before us, they're asking us for help. We'd like to be able, but I don't have enough information. And you said, he said, she doesn't work for me.
I understand that.
Okay, I like to deal in facts.
Right.
I'd like to see Jesse's notes. And then, have a conversation and figure something out, because it's a lot of money.
Jesse, when are you in your office?
Monday through Friday, obviously with the holiday coming up, I won't be there, Thursday and
Times and then.
Yep, 7 to 3.
Okay.
I'm there most days. On that note, this truthfully is the first that I'm hearing that you've tried to reach out to me. So I certainly encourage, calling the DPW. I'll touch base with the clerical staff tomorrow to see, if anybody had tried to, transfer
I've
over.
gone down there in person.
Who'd you send the email to?
Him.
Not me.
So you sent an email?
No, not you.
You sent him right now?
No, he's right behind you.
I didn't do the part.
told
No,
him to
sorry.
send an email.
Yeah, my recommendation, just not ever talk to anybody. It's okay to ask their name. Who am I speaking with? Oh, you're speaking with Don Martinez. Okay, Don, I just want to make sure that I spoke. Please do that for yourself, for anything. Rural education is it really, really helps for you personally to document who you spoke to and the time.
Mhm.
And if your phone's just not good enough. You got, just to have a log.
I know.
I'm just saying that as a recommendation because Jesse it's the first he's hearing of it. We don't know who you spoke to and they're not going to remember you because they get hundreds of calls.
9 times out of 10,
know what I mean?
I'm on a job site.
Yeah, I get
If I
it.
did write
I
it
get
down, it's on a piece of cardboard with some Sharpie.
I understand.
You know,
And I'm not trying to be difficult.
no, I understand where you're
I
coming
want
from.
to
I'm just trying to
be with you.
explain. It's not like I'm sitting in an office. I got plenty of notebook paper
I
and
get it.
documentation to document everything.
So,
And if I could add just a note for
Jesse.
clarification as
Yeah.
well. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
So I was provided an email just prior to coming to tonight's meeting. It looks like it might have been from yourself, John, Kelly McGill. I'm sorry, Kelly
That's my
McGill.
pleasure.
Yes, just for clarification on it, it was made out to DPW office. I am not on that group email, so for future correspondence, just send it to dpw@bellinghamma.org. So that may have been part of your confusion. Just as far as DPW office, it is just our clerical staff. You want to send it to the DPW@bellinghamma. Might make it a
Yeah,
little.
I'll look at my emails and I'll print out if I need to.
That
emails
would
I
be
sent
great.
you.
To have
Excellent.
Any emails that you send.
Yeah, I wish they
even
told
if
me
it's
that
on
it
a
was gonna
long
be like
draft,
this.
It shows intent.
Yeah, I would have brought stuff. I didn't know that they made it seem like they're gonna work with us every time we went down there and talked to them. So
I can tell you the favor of myself, and I'm speaking for the board, in that we always want to work with the resident.
Right.
Always want to work with the resident. We never want to get into a contentious situation.
Yeah.
You know, we don't, but we have to figure it out because we have to think about the next person that comes before us. And we have to, you know,
Yeah,
make a
be fair.
decision based on consistency and
Yeah.
fairness. Right?
yeah.
That's all.
So what should we do from this point forward until as far as payment?
make the payment.
No, I know, but
So if they owe
for a
$3,000
payment?
and she goes down
In
and
charge-
gets 500 tomorrow,
Wait.
it's $2,500.
It's 3,000 in penalties alone.
Oh, just the penalties?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, right, the balance shows here 4405.92.
But she still makes the payment.
That's with the tax lien.
I mean, yeah, and I see that you've been making payments, 200 here, 200 there. We know there's intent to pay, you gotta pay the whole thing. So, I'm not saying that that's a decision, I'm just saying I would make a payment.
Well, I know, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's,
would show good faith and make a payment. Well, the board, I don't wanna,
well, so the other thing is we're trying to refinance with money I borrowed to build the house. So,
actually, it'll be difficult.
Right.
right, so that's why we're trying to get a decision so that we can either pay this off or be able to get some of,
The father-in-law will have to
but
pay it off.
I'll have to dig up the emails, I guess.
I think I made my point, but.
No, yeah, no, I understand what you're
That's a
saying.
different variable that you just added, that you're refinancing and you're not gonna be able to refinance, you've got this lien on your property.
Yeah, we
Right.
just got denied, so then we gotta wait a little bit, but at the same time,
We need to give you a decision, is what you're saying. Well, you're asking for.
I mean, if more time will get the decision to have the price go down, obviously
I
that.
don't know if that will be the case.
Right.
I'm kind of siding with Don on this. Or Mr. Martinez. You know, I can say, you know, no more fees going forward until this gets resolved. I'm totally okay with that. But everything else Don said, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. It was kind of, that's my sense.
Mr. Chair, can you think we could have a decision by our next meeting, which is next Monday? Do you think,
Well, yeah.
if Jesse, if we could get some information from you, share with us, and then we could, at the next meeting on
Yeah.
Monday, make a
We
decision?
have a meeting a week from tonight.
A week from
Okay.
tonight.
All right.
So
then
that's why, we have
then I
another
can-
meeting.
Would you guys want me to come with whatever I can get together, or,
Yeah, we'll figure out whatever you have.
or do you want me
on
to,
your side.
is there somewhere I can drop it off
Hillary,
so that you guys can review it beforehand? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
whatever you can get to Hillary beforehand to help us come to a decision, but we, you know, it's a
Yeah.
public meeting, the decision will be made at the meeting.
Yeah.
Here.
I just think Monday will be tight just because of the holiday, but to have all the stuff given to me.
Right, oh, you've got time Thursday and Friday off, right?
Yeah, I'm
And
on
Wednesday?
actually tomorrow at noon for the rest
Oh,
of the week.
all right, you're right, I'm sorry, Hillary.
Oh, but I just feel, I just don't know if we'd have enough time to pull, if you would have enough time to pull everything together by
Well,
tomorrow,
the next show, following Monday,
15th we meet.
That's,
I just gotta open my Yahoo and type in his
well, you
email.
gotta come up with it too.
yeah.
So the
What are
15th,
your thoughts, Joe?
Well, I mean, one of the main things is that, if we receive it electronically, can, send things out to the board. It becomes a question as far as really, we may not have any input from staff until that Monday, if we put it on the agenda. So it's coming in
Too soon.
extremely hot,
It is hot.
and it may not have a full
15th.
picture of what's going on. So the 15th will probably be better.
Yeah.
It's
I'm-
a decision made.
I'm just wondering, does it accrue interest though? Like that's with the treasurer collector's office, if every day that it's not paid though?
That's, we can get that answer.
Okay.
Heidi was gonna go look at it.
Oh, okay.
But, typically, it's still the charges as far as, payments on the past due amount. I do see in the payment history, there was previously a tax lien that then was paid off.
Is it possible for you to pay, and I know it's tight, is it possible for you to pay everything except for the penalties?
How much is it?
$1,405.92.
I'm not saying we're gonna waive the penalties, but I think that will show us a lot if you can pay that amount. That might help with the issue
Yeah.
of accruing interest, right?
Right. Okay.
Do you accrue interest on penalties?
Yeah.
You do on that.
Yeah, Joe.
That's why the total outstanding is, 4,400.
Yeah,
So that'll bring them clean?
four thousand four hundred brings them clean.
Excuse me?
4,000 will bring me clean.
4,400.
He's saying-
I thought that's what you were asking for.
No, he's saying pay the,
I'm-
whatever is not the penalties.
Not yet. So until we make a decision on the penalties. I don't know, Mr. Chair, what Chair?
I think it would be fair if they could, make the bare minimum payment, the actual bill itself, and we try and see what we can do with the penalties, see what we can work with.
So that's all I'm asking. How much is that amount?
1,200.
No, 1,400.
Yeah.
1,400. I'm sorry, I just knew it wasn't.
I'm rounding.
3,000 in penalties, so the total is 4405.92, so 3,000 off of that.
Yeah,
14 something.
we could do that.
When do you need that check?
Okay.
Hey, Jesse,
Yes.
Has the situation been rectified? Are they back to square one? Are they good going forward from this? Has the situation been resolved?
Yes, we have a work.
Yeah, great question. So back in, it looks like March of 25, DPW was called in for a frozen meter, it appears. We did address not only the meter, but also installed that electronic top that I was talking about originally. So once that was installed, these penalties, they no longer were issued. So the final one being in January. So the issue has been resolved.
Who else are going forward?
I remember why we were holding off on replacing the meter was because we didn't have heat in the house, so we didn't want to replace the meter and have it explode again.
I mean, and on here, your trash shut up fees on here. I mean, there's.
Yeah, we're looking at that. We moved in April.
Oh.
So once it started getting warm again, we finally got the physical meter resolved so that I didn't have to pay for another one.
Okay, let's leave them alone. We're good. Appreciate it. We'll hit your check.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very much.
All right. What's next, Jesse?
Those were the only two that I had for the abatements tonight. So,
Okay. Thank you.
all right, thank you all.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks, Jesse.
Those were just the specific rebate, but we have them all.
We have a motion for the monthly ones.
Mhm. So June is the, it'll be 4/18 of them.
Yep.
Yep, to approve, yep.
Make a motion to approve $3,418.71 for the month of June abatements.
Second, Jen?
All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0.
Make a motion to approve the July 2025 abatements, a total of $361.37.
Second.
So moved. I'm second, I'm sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Laura?
I know. Yeah, this one's a total. So, yeah, total.
52.
Making a motion to approve the September abatements of a total of $5,273.94.
Second, Jen?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Laura?
Fine, what is that, hold on. Or is that nothing for, oh, come on.
Looking for October? 678,199.
Motion to approve the October 2025 abatements in the total of $6,781.99.
Second, okay, Jen.
Okay.
Second, Tom.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Laura?
And so those are just the lifeline, senior, and like clerical. errors, yeah.
All right, have a motion for the meeting minutes for November 3rd and 19th.
Motion to approve the November 3rd and November 19th meeting minutes.
All those in favor?
Second, Jen?
Please.
I'm sorry.
Take that.
No, go ahead.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Laura? Anything pro business? Anything for me business?
I just have one little thing.
Yes.
I know this board, well, previous boards have talked about this in the past, we've never moved on it. But I've been down to the recycling center over the past few weekends, and Dolly has come to me a couple of times now and said, hey, any chance of maybe opening up on a Wednesday or a Thursday? And I know back in I think it was a few years ago when it was brought up, we just, the answer was kind of no, we're gonna get, she said that, you know, there's plenty of people, seniors, and she gets a lot of people that are home during the week asking if they could open, and she said, listen, I'd open it up from like 8 to 1 or something like that on Wednesday. So I'm just bringing it up. I don't know what the flavor of the board is, but she said she'd be happy to do it. She even said, I even work for free. She's just the nicest lady in the world.
Yeah.
She really is. We don't want that to happen, but I don't know if it's really,
Well,
what are your thoughts?
it would be, we should have asked Jesse.
Oh, yeah, I
So,
think of that, sorry.
Joe and I are meeting with Jesse and Sean, the week of December 9th to go
Okay.
over the recycling center budget. actually.
Okay.
So we can definitely bring it up.
Okay, I'm just throwing up, it's like 2 Saturdays in a row, she's asked me,
Okay.
have you brought it up to me?
Yeah.
I'll bring it up.
We can talk to Jesse about it when we meet with him that day.
Yeah.
And get back with you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll be back again this weekend.
Okay.
Oh, can we bring the bags back to DPW or town hall, so certain select board members in the same line? You know,
That's
8:30
not
in the morning with my back against the last register.
I told you, just tell me when you need it. Okay. Yeah, every weekend.
I've never had to do that.
Oh, I went there and the line for the, took like 4 people doing like Western Union or whatever it was. And I'm like up to like where the cash registers are, and I am just like hating life at that point.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, town administrator report.
Okay, I'll have a more detailed report at our next meeting, which is only a week away. We just came off a very busy week last week with preparing for town meeting and then follow up to town meeting, taking care of all the administrative things as a result of having a successful town meeting. And then I was at a conference as well. So we'll have a more detailed report next week.
Pretty on that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Speaking of conferences, anybody have plans going to MMA this year? Is it the end
I
of
was going
January?
to email that around
You are,
to
okay.
inquire with the board. In my past towns, I've had a good amount of participation from board members going. So if anyone is interested, I'll send it out, take a look, and
I just don't know
let
when
us
it
know.
is this year. I know I've been a couple of times, but
Where is it?
It's in January.
it's a Heinz Auditorium.
Yeah, it's January 22nd to 24th.
Having fulfilled the select board agenda, we have a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 4-0. All right,
happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Be safe, fun.
Couple troubles.
Oh, good time.
It'll be a busy game Thursday.